Coach Mike, he'll get you right. Create a new life. It's a realtor's life. With Coach Mike, he'll get you right. Create a new life.
Purchase your tracks today.
Welcome to the Real to Life podcast. I am your host, Michael G. Davis, broker and CEO of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, Realtor plus business coach. And we have another phenomenal guest today. But before I bring them to the stage, I want to remind you that we are streaming live from Facebook, our Facebook business page, as well as our YouTube channel. So for those of you all that are checking us out live, I invite you to place your comments and questions in the live chat and take part in the show. Now, if you are considering buying a home, look, we are a full service real estate company. Let us guide you through the process step by step. We'll even schedule showings for you to see properties all throughout the Houston Metroplex. All you have to do is give us a call at the number shown to learn more about how we can help you. In addition, maybe you're not considering putting your home on the market maybe you're considering buying, but you're considering putting your home on the market for sale. So we have some special no cost, no commitment offers for people looking to sell their homes as well. One of them is a free neighborhood buying and selling activity report. All we need is your email address. We can get that information over to you so you can get an idea of what kind of buying and selling activity is going on in your neighborhood. We'll also do an in-person property condition home evaluation where we'll send one of our professional real estate people over to your home. They'll take a look, do a tour on the inside, and be able to give you some insights as it relates to how to make your house more marketable. All of those things are no cost, no commitment, so definitely take advantage. All right, so with that being said, without further ado, I would like to bring to the stage a realtor plus financial advisor, financial planner, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. She's just recently relocated here to Houston, Texas. She signed up with Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. I bring to the stage Miss Erica Maye. What's going on, Erica?
Hello. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you for getting on with us today. We're excited about having you and the people to learn more about you. The Real to Life podcast, of all my 17 years being in real estate and the real estate industry, I feel that as real estate professionals, we hadn't been appreciated, right? Our clients, our customers, sometimes even our colleagues, man, they put us in a box, not recognizing that we're people too, people with passions. We have many layers of passions that we have. So I wanted to create a platform where real estate professionals like yourself could come on, showcase the many passions that you have in addition to being in real estate. And we also do a little bit of coaching as well. But that's what it's all about. Before we get started, I know people are going to want to know, they're going to want to engage with you on social media. Where can they find you on social media? What platforms do you hang out at?
Sure. Once again, Mike, thank you for having me. My name is Erica Maye, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and fan base at Erica Maye Realtor, all one word.
Absolutely.
Erica Maye Realtor, and it's Maye.
Okay, look at you. Don't forget the E.
Don't forget the E. I'll make it.
So this fan base app, this is something that's new. Like, what do you know about that? Because I've never heard of this app before. So
yeah, so fan base was created by Isaac Hayes III. Isaac Hayes, the singer, his son. Yes, his son created fan base. He did a big fundraising campaign last year on Start Engine. And it's a social media app that actually pay content creators for their content. Unlike being on Instagram or TikTok, where our creators go out and we make the trends, right? We set the trends, we make the trends, we change the trends, but we don't get paid for that. Or if we do, it's hardly pennies. So he created fan base to allow content creators to get paid. So I think it's a great social media platform that I love and want to support. And for discretion, I'm investing in fan base as well. So put that out there.
Look at you. Look at you. So we're gonna jump into that. You be having to follow those protocols and disclosure protocols.
Right, right, right. I'm a
That you
small investor. I'm not a huge investor, but I did invest. So
Well,
yeah,
we're definitely gonna jump into that because one of the first questions that I typically ask our guest Erica is I talk about their passions, their hobbies, and things like that. So I know the financial services plays a big role. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, as it plays in the role it plays in your life, being financial planner, investor, and things like that.
sure. So ever since I can remember, I was always savvy with my funds. I always joke I mastered the art of budgeting, right? I've come from a background of humble beginnings, didn't really have a lot of money, so I know how to make a dollar out of 15 cents, as
Yeah,
we
make it
say.
stretch. Make it
You got to make
stretch.
it stretch.
Yeah.
And it was maybe year 2014, 15 when gentrification in New Orleans was starting to, become a thing, and it's being highlighted and talked about. And I had this debate on social media, like, we're in these neighborhoods. We've been in these neighborhoods for 50 years. Why are we not buying them? You can't complain about people coming to the neighborhood if it's available.
Right, right.
And I got the pushback I got was people just don't know.
Mm.
And I had to take a step back and say, well, instead of judging people, and not that I was coming from a place of judgment, but there's a difference between intent and impact, right? So I was like, instead of coming from a place of judging, let me just do my part to educate. So I went to the local library, signed, assigned, got some space assigned, and I just started creating classes on, real estate. And I wasn't even a real estate agent at the time. Just real estate, how to budget, about credit, just talking about different things to try to help the community, right? Do my part in the community. And it became something that I love, almost like a passion. And then I became a realtor.
So
Yeah.
you followed that Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes, absolutely. We
So
have to. If all of us, each individual just changes a little bit to contribute to the world, it could be a better place. Instead of saying, oh,
absolutely,
I got me, that's on them,
they got to figure it out. I know what
Right,
I'm doing. Well, that's
right.
awesome, man. That's a phenomenal story. So you just woke up one day before you got your real estate license, before you invested. You was just like, I'm going to educate the community, and you just started giving classes. You created your own curriculum that you began to teach people in the library.
Yes, I just, was Googling information and created a PowerPoint slide and presented the information. And that's how it started. And it was also a ministry for me. So I was at a dark place. I had my baby. I have a son that was really young. I had just recently got divorced. I lost my
Mm-hmm.
job, and so
Mm-hmm.
it was just a dark place. And you find that when you're not in the best mental space, sometimes it's good to give back to other people.
Mm-hmm.
One, it takes your mind off of your problems,
Mm-hmm.
and then two, it allows you to help people, and three, you just never know what's going to come of it. Now, when I started, I wasn't looking for it to come of it, but I ended up getting a wonderful job at a local nonprofit in New Orleans. That's a big nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Being their financial educator.
Yeah. Wow.
From that, wasn't even didn't even think when I started all of that would come of it. But
Yeah.
yes, so it was a great experience.
No, that's a wonderful story. So and you kind of subscribe to my way of thinking, where the reason, one of the questions that you pose to the community is like, why aren't we buying our neighborhood? And a lot of it has to do with we don't have disposable income. Like
Right.
we're not managing our money to where we create that disposable income that we can begin to utilize. We don't free that money up. Like we spend everything we earn, we spend. So I can tell that a lot of your classes, the way that you approached it, as it related to credit, as it related to budgeting, was ultimately assisting people in freeing that money up so they could begin to now buy back the block, as we some of the terminology we've been hearing lately. So that's go ahead.
No, absolutely, exactly. I was talking to everyday people, people from the hood, people of modest means. And I say all the time, I can tell you my story. I bought a home when I was 19, 20 years old in New Orleans. I was literally working at the aquarium making $7.50 an hour. Now, this was almost 20 years ago, where real estate was, much more affordable. But I did it. My
Yeah.
down payment was And I tell this story not to be braggadocious, but to give inspiration. My down
Absolutely.
payment was my student loan refund. I
Wow.
was saved.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody it's really I grew up with my grandparents telling me it's not about how much money you make, it's what you do with it. Now we
Mm-hmm.
know they have some extreme circumstances where sometimes the income is just too low,
Mm-hmm.
or we have to keep up with inflation.
Mm-hmm.
But that aside, for the most part, just like you say, it's your spending habits, it's your behavioral patterns when it comes to spending. Because
Absolutely.
that's
It's your
how I did
lifestyle.
it.
It's
That's
your
exactly how I
lifestyle.
did it. Hmm.
It's your lifestyle. Yeah. Another one that we hear a lot of is not how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. Right.
Absolutely.
Because you're gonna have all these external forces trying to get you to give them your money, right? And
Right.
you got to learn how to. I love that term you use, those behavioral patterns. You got to
Hmm.
behave better,
Right.
and then your whole world can change. It's the same for me.
Absolutely.
Me and my family, we went from living check to check. I used to tell my wife all the time. She felt like, oh, we just need to make more money, and I'm like, nah, man. And even if we make more money, if we don't,
Money,
if
you're
we're
gonna
gonna
just spend
spend
more
more
money.
money, yeah. So we gotta
That saying is true. Money don't change who you are, it reveals who you are.
absolutely.
So if you're a spender, you're gonna just spend more.
We're
If
just gonna
you're a
spend
giver, you're
more.
gonna just give more, and we can go down the list.
Absolutely, yeah. So I began focusing on myself, focusing on my spending habits, how I approach money, how I treated it, how I manage it. Making more money, as long as you got those habits, you maintain those habits, man. That's when things really start taking off. So that's a great education that you're doing, Erica. What are some other ways? Because I know there's some other things that I know you share with me that you're doing as it relates to helping everyday people, as it relates to investing in things. So why don't you talk to us about that as well?
Absolutely. So I've been actually the idea came last. I always wanted to open a community bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I realized I've always been for the community, even though I didn't, the language wasn't there, but I guess it was just in my heart ministry. And I was like, I wanted a community bank where, people can come and get micro loans instead of going to the payday loan type situations. But I can't afford, I'm not in a space to open up a bank at this
Say you ain't got
time.
enough capital. Your capital ain't
Right.
big
Not,
enough.
not yet. Let's be
Not
clear.
yet. Not
Put
yet.
that out in the universe.
Yeah, not yet.
And I learned about this term called a family bank.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, I could do a family bank. And that turned into me starting an investment group. Me and a good friend of mine, we put the plan together, and we created an investment group once again for everyday working people. The buy-in is really affordable, and we invest in avenues like in mutual funds. We do eventually want to offer microloans. We just started maybe in April. I think April was the start date, so it's been about 5 6 months. So we invest in mutual funds. We want to eventually offer microloans and invest in small businesses that's
Awesome.
looking for capital. So that's the end goal, that we invest. So once again, help the community, but then help each other build wealth, right?
Absolutely.
For everyday people who wouldn't otherwise probably wouldn't think to do that.
Right.
So it just really is my mission to build up the economic, um, wealth of Black folks, right?
Of our community.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now you've relocated here to Houston from New
Yes,
Orleans.
yes,
Well, I mean, that's interesting. Like how did you end up in Houston, right?
right.
Coming from New Orleans.
In January of last year, my mom moved here,
Mm-hmm.
and right before COVID, and unfortunately, I guess unfortunately, the way I got really in the very first wave of COVID, in the very beginning, I got really sick. So she found herself spending way more time in New Orleans caring for me, and then helping with my son.
Mm-hmm.
She's my biggest support system.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point I needed, I was in hospital for, I was really, really
Yeah.
sick, really ill when nobody knew what was going on. It was the very
Yeah.
beginning in March of
Yeah.
2020.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. So you one of the first people that got it, probably.
I was when our mayor in New Orleans stated that we have our first presumptive case. I was in the hospital. I wasn't. I was. She wasn't speaking about me, but
Right.
I
Right.
was one. Yes, nobody was like, what was going on, and
Yeah.
doctors at the time couldn't tell people what was going on.
Right. They didn't know.
So they didn't know, right? And so she was spending so much time back in. It got to the point. She's like, Eric, I'm ready to go home. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Uh, and then the kids had to be home. My son had to, be work from home. My nonprofit that I love dearly, they didn't have any work at home options, so I had to go in office once I got better. So that means she was staying longer to take care of my son while I'm at work.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I guess it's time, to make a start.
Yeah.
And
Fresh
that's
start.
how it happened, in fresh start. So it's been
Wow.
about a year I've been living here, and it's been a pleasure so far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting acquainted. I mean, that's very.
Right.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of umph to just uproot.
Mm-hmm.
What you know,
Yes,
what you're familiar to come to a
absolutely.
new
And I had to
place.
tell myself I had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Because I was very uncomfortable. I mean, it's New Orleans.
Right.
I
Yeah.
love Houston, but it's New Orleans.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you
I
were
and
born and
all your
raised.
family there, right? So I had to get very comfortable with being uncomfortable to make the move.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing growth.
Well,
I'm definitely seeing growth.
yeah.
So it's a positive. I'm happy about that.
Well, and you know what? You took the words right out of my mouth, right? A lot of us, we're looking for success. We're looking for this level of success, and
Hmm.
it's right outside of our comfort zone. Like,
Right.
because being uncomfortable is what stretches you. It's what grows
Hmm.
you. It increases your capacity. So yeah, once you get comfortable, like you said, get comfortable being uncomfortable, then you'll start experiencing these levels of growth that you've never experienced before in your life.
Right.
So that's a great inspiration to the people, man. So
Mhm.
everybody just go uproot, move to a different city, and see what happens.
Right. I mean, you can always go home.
You can
You can always
always
go
go home.
home, but you'll never
Absolutely.
know. Right.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. All right, so talk to us a little bit about your real estate journey. So I know we spent a lot with the finances and the financial aspect of things. We see where your heart is as it relates to wanting to grow wealth for the community. How did becoming a realtor kind of get pulled into the mix of all of that?
Sure. Funny story. When I was in high school, talking to my high school counselor, cutting class. Let's be real. I was supposed to be in class talking to the
Cutting
teacher, and she
class,
was like,
boy.
"Erica, what do you want to do? What do you want to go to school for?" I said, I'm going to go to school and major in real estate. I want to be a real estate agent. I want to be a real estate developer." And she was like, "Erica, you don't have to go to college for that." So that was 20 years ago.
uh,
And but of course, as time going on, I'm uncomfortable. It's like I don't want to do no commission, and I let it go for years until I got
mm,
my license in 2016, because
mm,
it kept coming back to me. I love real estate. Like I said, I bought a house 17, 18 years
mhm,
ago. I always wanted to, real estate was always just coming back to me, and
mhm.
I decided to when I was at that dark spot, to just take the leap of faith, right?
Yeah.
And get my license. And so I've been a licensed real estate agent in the state of Louisiana since for 5 years, since 2016.
Mhm.
And I loved it. I was like, I should have done this. I should have been. I waited so long. I've been running from my calling for so long. I love
Yeah.
real estate. I
Yeah.
love the actual tangible, the tangibleness of real estate. But then I love mixing helping people, right? I love
Absolutely.
helping people and educating people. So it's all of my passions all into one. I think it's
Yeah.
just a perfect blend.
So you're
So I've
getting a
been
lot
agent
of
for 5 years.
fulfillment. You're getting a lot of
Yes.
fulfillment out of what you do on a daily basis.
Yes, I now understand when people say when you can do something that you love, you do it for free. You'll do it
Yeah.
anyway. It's like that's
Yeah.
kind of how it is. I get up and do it anyway. I love doing it.
Yeah. So you'll
So
never
when all
work.
of the stressors come,
Say if you love
hmm
what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Is what they say.
absolutely, absolutely. So
Don't
when
even
the
feel like
stressors
work.
come of real estate, it's like I
Yeah.
love it so much. I love it so much. So
Yeah.
yes, of course, when I moved here, immediately it was like I gotta get my license and continue
Yeah.
on with it, and here I am.
Here you are. Now you're licensed in 2 states. Look at you.
Yes, I'm
That's
licensed in 2 states. Yes.
That's phenomenal. All right, well, good, man. Well, again, the first part of the Real to Life podcast, we spent a lot of time really opening up the window to your life, exposing who you are to others. You got a phenomenal story, very inspirational. I know people are going to want to see it. Again, I know they're going to want to connect and engage with you on social media. I also like to use this platform to do a little bit of coaching. Like you and I both know, I'm a realtor plus business coach. That's what I kind of hang my hat on. So a couple of questions that I asked you on the questionnaire had to deal with maybe some life challenges, some professional challenges, what are some of those challenges that, that you wouldn't mind sharing, and maybe we can talk through it, maybe to help you out as well as help some of the audience. What are some challenges that you're experiencing right now?
Sure. Of course, once again, I'm being uncomfortable and transparent. The fear of being in a new place, right?
Yeah.
I don't know hardly many people personally that live in Houston, so it's gonna take a lot to build my real estate business. It's not like when you start a real estate career in your own hometown, because when to build up your sphere, most of your business gonna come from the sphere your sphere core group that's closest to you. And that's how I start, and then you build out. So I don't have that. So it's that fear of that. Um,
Well, but hold on, before we go, let's stop there, right? Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So who told you that that's how you build a business?
Past training.
And okay, so was that your belief or was that their belief?
It was their belief, but in fairness, it did help me.
Right.
That's how I started. Mm-hmm.
But is that the only way?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, so let's throw that out the window, right? That was the way you
Mm-hmm.
did it there, right? But that's not the only way that you
Right.
grow a business. All right, continue.
Absolutely.
We just had to get that belief out of there. That was a limiting belief. We
Yeah.
had to get that out of there. All right.
Right.
All
Right.
right, keep going.
So it's that it's just the fear. I have to build my business. I have to market myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then second, I think my second thing is just really just focusing on my health. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent so much time focusing on the finances, the money. And I have a good friend, my good girlfriend, we've been friends for almost 20 years. And she just told me that day, she said, Erica, you always you focus on money. You got that down so pat. But if you sick or not here, how you gonna
Mm-hmm.
spend it?
That's right.
And that was just a aha moment,
Yeah.
And then my son, he's getting older. He was always big for his age, but his height and weight was in line. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
starting to kind of, the gap is starting to spread just a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
those are just motivations for me to put more care into taking care of myself physically.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the reality, Eric, is you already know the blueprint, right?
Right.
Because when it comes to the money and the finances, you
It's
said it
the
earlier, it's
same.
habits, right? It's
It's the
lifestyle.
same. It's the exact same thing I teach.
Exact same thing, right? Just in
It's
a
the
different
exact same. It's just
in
a
a different
different
area.
arena. It is.
So,
It's so
so
it's easier said than done. But I'm working on it. I'm working
yeah,
on it.
absolutely, and that's a great thing. And I think first let's deal with the fear of things because a reason we had to kind of get rid of those limiting beliefs because that's what fear feeds on. It feeds on some people use the acronym false evidence of things appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
um, or but the reality is that there's an unlimited ways for you to build a successful real estate business, right? um, Now you may not know what it is, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So a lot of your journey as you begin to build your real estate business, is very important that you have that belief that there's an abundance of ways for you to build your business. There's an abundance of ways. I just need to find out what they are. So every day I'm going to work towards finding out how to build a real estate business or a business in a new place, right? So it exists, right? Because a lot of the fear is, oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, you're not going to be able to do it. Like, oh, if it's not within these certain circumstances, it's not going to be achieved. And we know none of that is true at all. So we get rid of all of that and we focus on what we're going to believe. And what we're going to believe is that, yes, Erica's in a new city. There's a way for her to build her business. She's going to focus on finding out that way, and boom, it's going to take off from there and just move towards that direction. So really focus on your belief systems as you begin to build your new real estate business. And I know, personally, you've been meeting, going out, getting involved, getting Jerome involved. You're
Yes.
putting yourself in a position of where you are meeting people, right?
Right.
So you're already in line with creating this new sphere in this new place. and it's not going to take as long as you think. It's going to turn over real quick. So you're definitely moving in the right direction from there. And then as it relates to the health, I think you said it. The key to it is finding something that's bigger than yourself, right? And you said it. Your son. That has to be the thing that motivates you to do what you know you need to do, right? Because you've been knowing that you need to, be intentional about your health, but you just didn't find anything that motivated you enough. You doing it for you didn't motivate you enough to do it, right? But understanding how it'll have an impact on him, I think that is powerful enough. Only if you keep it in the forefront of you, right? So you got to keep that in the forefront of you. So when you have those moments when you don't feel like following the routine, you don't feel like doing it, like he got to come up big and bright, like HD 4K IMAX screen in your face. Every time you had that thought to not do it, boom, he got to come in your face. And I think that'll keep you moving forward. So that's great. All right. Any final comments or anything that you want the people to know before we sign off here?
Sure. So if you're interested in buying, selling, or leasing a home, please contact me. Facebook, Instagram, fan base at Erica May Realtor, or call me 504-621-6914. Now, Houston, I love y'all, but I'm not giving up my 504 number.
So I'm keeping the 504, baby.
I got to keep the 504 number. So yes, absolutely. Give me a call, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the program. And the one thing about me as a realtor, and I'm not saying enough realtors don't do it, but I do. I educate my clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just out there to make the quick buck. If the lender told you qualify for 300,000, listen, this is how much your mortgage may be around about.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable paying this every month? Because it's not just one thing. Getting a home it's not the end; it's the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to maintain that home.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be comfortable paying this mortgage, maintaining the home? Should any repairs come up? I really educate my clients.
That's good.
A lot I hear agents saying, "Oh, you need a 580 to get approved." Yes, that may be true in certain situations, but at what interest rate?
Mm. How
And
much you got to put down?
How much you have to put down. So
Mm-hmm.
I really try to educate my clients to make them feel like they made the best decision that they can make for themselves, and not just off pure emotion because they love this house, so they're willing to stretch their budget thin. Because it's one
Absolutely.
thing to get it, but can you keep it?
Absolutely. And I know you're not going to say it, but I'll say it. Yeah, there's plenty of realtors out here that's not educating their clients. So I'll say it for you. Y'all heard it from me.
But here
Yeah,
at Brooks and Davis,
yeah,
we work
yeah.
hard to educate
We
the client.
we
We
gonna do
love
it. We
our
gonna
people.
Absolutely. We're going to guide them through the process, hold their hand, right? But there are plenty of
Right.
real estate professionals that are not doing that, way more than there need to be in our profession. So I'm glad that you're picking that banner up, Erica, and I know that you're doing it for the people. So again, I want to say thank you, right? Thank you for allowing us an opportunity, a window into your life to learn more about you. You educated us on some things. Now I know that there's a Black-owned social media app that I need to look into. So we really appreciate your time and allowing us to just get to know you a little bit more today. All right.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Hopefully I can come back again.
Absolutely. All right. So look, before we go, let me just update everybody on some upcoming events that we have. One of them is we're going to be going live again at 2:30. Our Mastermind Through Tough Times. We're going to be talking about who is wearing Drake's Tuscan leather after their next workout. So that's what our title is for our Mastermind Through Tough Times. Again, just real estate professionals talking about randomness. We're going to go live at 2:30 again. So make sure you follow the business Facebook page or you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you'll get notified when we go live. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a training brought to us by Sitch Home Warranties, Realtors and Home Warranties. So that's going to be tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Make sure you RSVP. all you have to do is, you do not have to be a Brooks and Davis real estate agent to attend our events, but you do have to be licensed to attend our events. Now, if you want to attend and you're not licensed, it's real easy. You just have to sign up for our affiliate membership. But make sure that you RSVP. That's going to be tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Cinch Home Warranties. Miss Stella is going to be coming and presenting to us. On Thursday, Hassel Media is going to be doing a training. And this one's learning how to find real estate investors and become one too. So that's going to be on Thursday, 12 o'clock. Again, both of these trainings are virtual and in person. Make sure you RSVP and reserve your spot. Thursday, we have a happy hour, our monthly happy hour. It's going to be brought to us by Mark Boudreau with Goosehead Insurance. So that's going to be this Thursday at 3 o'clock. So make sure, again, go to the link, reserve your spot. Last but not least, we have our 2 new offices. Super excited about that. We have our West location. We have our North location. So visit us at our new locations. We're 3 locations strong. And we have a huge event coming down the pipeline. August 9th, we're doing a mega real estate summit. It's going to be at the church at Bethel's Family. Be on the lookout. Again, if you're not following the Facebook business page, make sure you're there, because that's where you'll see all the flyers, all the links. And so be on the lookout for that Real Estate Summit 2021, Mapping Your Way to Home Ownership, October 9th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the church at Bethel's Family. Make sure you go to the Brooks and Davis business page to see that. Finally, if you are in the process of getting your real estate license, or you're with a brokerage firm and you're thinking about making a change, I encourage you to visit the link shown. We're about to put it up right now. Visit this link and schedule a personal company introduction with me to learn how we train and educate our agent members, right? So we're about to put the link up. There it is. There it is. All right. So visit this link, schedule your personal company introduction with me, because look, we are serious about our agent support program, which includes one-on-one coaching. It includes mentorship. And as I said earlier, for you all that are not licensed, we have our affiliate membership where our support begins even before you get your license. So it can be in person. It can be an in-person appointment. It can be a virtual appointment. Again, we got our locations. You can meet with me at our West location. You can meet with me at our North location, or you can meet with me online. Either way, visit the link, schedule your in-person or online company introduction with me today. This has been another episode of the Real to Life podcast. I'm your host, Michael G. Davis, broker and CEO of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, realtor plus business coach. Looking forward to coaching you into the cosmos. It's time to take off, baby. Make it a great one.
It's a realtor's life. We coach right. It'll get you right. Create your life. It's a realtor's life. We coach right. It'll get you right.